Chicago's very own WGN Evening News at 4.
Well, the travel industry has been making big strides as people begin to take some of these vacations, especially over the Labor Day weekend.
But the spread of the Delta variant has slowed things down just a bit. Peter Greenberg is a travel expert. He joins us now to talk about all things travel. And speaking of, I understand you're joining us live from Tanzania.
In East Africa, I am.
Oh, my goodness. I can't even imagine
lucky.
what time in the middle of the night it is there. So thank you for being with us, Peter.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about this travel, because I know so many folks are just nervous about booking something, especially to places where COVID cases are surging. What would your advice be?
Well, we've come full circle because about a year ago, airfares during the height of the pandemic were at almost all-time lows. LA to Boston was like $92. Fort Lauderdale to LaGuardia was like $18, if you can believe that. Then, of course, the vaccines came in, the comfort and confidence level rose, people started traveling again. We had a very robust summer, not matching 2019 levels, but way up there, and so did the airfares go up. They went up a lot. Guess what? We're back to pre-pandemic stuff again because the Delta variant concerns, kids back in school, business travel not really returning in significant numbers, and we're seeing airfares plummet again. So from a price point of view, it's a buyer's market. From a pragmatic point of view, if you've been vaccinated and you take your own precautions and you play by the rules and you wear the mask, it's probably one of the best times to travel. Always check with your doctor, of course. I'm not one on TV. But the bottom line here is you have an opportunity here for the rest of this year, with the exception maybe of the Thanksgiving week, to get some incredible deals, not just in the United States, but around the world. I mean, look, the basic issue here is we've morphed from being concerned about our own vaccination level to the concern of the vaccination level where we're going. But if we're vaccinated, then people are rolling the dice and going. And with the airline not charging you those draconian ticket change fees, people can book and then cancel with confidence, knowing they're not going to lose their money.
Okay, so let's talk about, safety, as you said, is a big issue for people that maybe want to travel. They're worried about the Delta variant. So what are airlines doing, for example, to make people feel a little bit safer if they are booking a flight that may be packed with people and maybe headed to Florida, let's say?
Well, the days of blocking that center seat are long gone. They're not going to be coming back. They have center seats on planes because they sell them. And right now, airlines are doing what they've always been doing since the pandemic started in terms of cleaning the planes, antiseptic wipes, requiring masks. Remember, the mask mandate's in place till next January now. And so that's what's going on. But the planes, up until about a week ago, have been full. They're not full now. So you have some more social distancing opportunities between now and the end of the year. As I said, other than that Thanksgiving week.
We also have this other issue about staffing at the airlines and really even at a lot of destinations. I just saw an item that said American Airlines pilots may actually slow down some of their agreeing to flights because they feel so overworked. Do you have a sense of how much longer we expect to see these staffing issues affecting travel plans?
Well, at the airline level, it will probably stabilize as they reduce the number of their flights post-summer. But the real problem continues at the hotel level. They can't staff the hotels. I just stayed at the Hyatt Regency in Chicago, a convention hotel. No laundry, no room service. I think maybe one restaurant was open. Housekeeping was only going to come in once every 4 days. And what a surprise, the average visitor stay in that hotel is 3 days. So you have hotels not being able to even deliver the service, but trying to charge the rates. So before you book a hotel, forgetting just the airline aspect here, make sure they're actually providing the service that you're paying for.
We've got about 30 seconds left, but I also want to ask you about the recovery aspect of this. You mentioned hotels. We've done a number of stories here about just how badly they're hurting. So many of them in the red are being forced to shut down. What are they telling you now about the recovery from this pandemic? Because they thought September would be a great month for them.
They did until the Delta variant concerns happened. But keep in mind, we're cyclical here. The third quarter has always been a soft quarter. Nobody really makes money in the third or fourth quarters. That's where airlines usually go out of business, even pre-pandemic. So the bottom line is you have a buyer's market, but you need to have a conversation with both the airline and the hotel to find out what they're not going to be giving you, what they're not going to be providing, so you can basically adjust accordingly.
All righty. Good advice. Thank you, Peter Greenberg. Safe travels to you. And for more from Peter, check out his website, petergreenberg.com.
Well, coming